Beyond me is the pit of desolation, the infernal realm of everlasting woe, where corrupt souls suffer at their abomination. Justice moved my creation and sees it grow, for love is insolubly tied to fear. Kind peace above must mean brutal torment below. Human transgressions made me appear, and as acts are forever, I will last eternally. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here. If that reading made you really excited and gave you some goosebumps, then you're in the right place. This is Mythology, where we talk about all sorts of myth. Now, what do I mean by all sorts of myth? There's actually 4 kinds of myth, and we'll explore all 4 in this class. There's true myth, the myths of the Greeks and the Romans and the Norse and the Chinese and the ancient Hawaiians and so many other cultures. They were part of their religion, and we will look at how those religious myths influence their society. Then we'll talk about legends. Legends are those lost histories that we can't quite prove, things like King Arthur and Robin Hood. We'll also look at fairy tales, those bedtime stories that can seem cute and harmless, but really try to instruct young people on how to live their lives. We'll look at what our modern fairy tales are and why fairy tales are so important. Finally, we'll look at literary myths. Literary myths are mythologies that are created by people. They have a specific author, but they take on this larger mythic quality. Think of Dracula and Frankenstein. They're just characters from books, but we see them as much more than that today. And that will bring us into modern mythos, all of our superhero franchises, and the urban legends that we tell on the internet. That's modern myth making in our current lives, and we'll explore how mythology is still with us today. We'll be reading a lot of older texts, but a lot of our texts are very, very short. So if you like to do a bunch of different reading of short stories, fairy tales, simple things like that, this is the class for you. This is also a project-based class. Every unit will be capped with an interactive project that will require your knowledge, your skill, and even a little bit of artistry. But don't panic if you're not the best artist in the world. Neither am I, and all of the projects are approachable for several students. We also have choices for individual work and group work in creating these projects, so you don't necessarily have to go it alone. Now, there is a lot of mature themes in some myths. You have creation myths, myths of the first man and woman, myths of the end of the world, and so things can get a little dicey sometimes. But that's why we only allow juniors and seniors in this class primarily, because we want you to have the maturity to look at these myths and understand them as they are. So keep that in mind when you come into the classroom. But if you're ready for mystical fairy tales, unimaginable creatures, and some fun, I can't wait to see you in Mythology. If you have any questions, you can email me at kuhn_brandon@svvsd.org. I'll see you on the first day. Bye.